Hey everyone, it's Indigo here, back to you with the last round of the Grand Arena of 5v5. This is the championship round. We're playing for first place here. These are my attacks. First we're going to go against a Phoenix team that my opponent set on defense. If you've seen my previous videos, you'll know I recommend not to set those on defense because it gives you an easy chance for your opponent to get max banners, and it doesn't take much effort. So you'll see here I use Rex Lead and then just Wampa. Rex Lead is there in case you just need the tenacity up, but mostly it's his lead ability to help give extra turn meter. And Wampa's going to do the bulk of the work anyway with counterattacks, but he does need to take a couple turns to maybe lay down some dots or power up. Once he does that, he wipes the floor with Phoenix. And it's, like I said, an easy win, easy way to get perfect banners. So you really don't want to use Phoenix as a throwaway team, even if you have to put, go light on defense. You can see here, it's just counterattacks wiping them out one after another. So 60 banners, done with that one. On to the next thing. Surprisingly, my opponent went pretty light on defense. I consider it light. I had hard counters for most of his teams. The only one that I hadn't really fought before was Ewoks, but the other matchups have all been in my previous videos, and the counter teams I use have a good shot at getting perfect banners. But I guess he had to go light because I do have a Revan advantage, and I placed him on defense, and so he had to have a counter for that, as well as all the other teams that I put down, because I don't really go light on defense. So here you'll see a JTR team against crew-led FO. Pretty standard. He didn't use first order officer. He used the first order TIE pilot instead, but that one's just as squishy. So focus on him, get him out of the way. That's kind of my strategy, is just take out the ones with that are the weakest. And then now I'm down to 3v5, now 2v5. So always ends up being crew and Kylo, and it's not a problem taking out them. You just gotta work your way around doing turn meter, maybe trying to stun them with R2. You really just bide time until that Illuminated Destiny kicks off, and then it makes the job, quite a bit easier. So you see here, could have flipped it to auto, but I like PvP. I like to play it manually and have some fun. I really enjoy the Grand Arena. I wish the rewards were a little bit better, but it doesn't take much time. Maybe 10 minutes to set your defense and an hour to attack. So it's not bad. Once you have your counter teams down, it goes pretty fast. So 59 banners for that one. Not bad. And here we'll use my crew team, and you'll see how this one turns out. I like to use them against the Bossk BH teams because I think those are a pain. I know another good strategy that people in my guild like to use is a good set of Imperial Troopers. As long as your Stark is faster, then you'll be able to control Bossk and they won't even get to move. But I think I've had great success with this team. Like I said before, crew leadership ability allows them to heal a whole bunch. So not only can they heal and get protection back, they're pretty durable. And the way mine are modded, I mean, I have pretty pretty good mods on them, I'd say. So they can tear through a Bossk team, and I don't have to worry about something's going wrong or one move, you know, I didn't account for this ability. It's a pretty easy win, and it's pretty solid, guaranteed return on banners. If you're worried about, you know, a high-end opponent that's going to have to be real close matchup on banners, you want to make sure you're using the best team you can that's not super overpowered. That way you can get a good return. So here you see it comes down to Bossk. Of course, Dengar under stealth. Like always, you just keep focusing on Bossk, get underneath that protection, and gets a bit easier. You see, I just keep him stunned. There's nothing he can do. And then once he's gone, go to work on Dengar. Towards the end, you can see you kind of, in these fights is where you kind of want to look at what attacks you do, maybe go light on an attack so that you have time to buff up and get some protection back. Try to get that 60th banner. You can see I did it there. Perfect health, perfect protection, all good. Next matchup, we've got CLS, Han, Chewy, and Chase, and this is versus enemy Qi'ra Scoundrels team. He did have Zeta, Vandor, Chewy, but it seemed like this team was pretty squishy compared to some previous ones I fought. I don't know, I didn't really check his mods or anything. I just know that this team puts up a good fight, does a good job, so figured to use them. Take out Vandor first, obviously, because his Zeta, he'll bring everybody back, and we don't want to keep killing people over and over. And so once he's gone and L3's gone, L3 will keep that taunt up and keep countering and heal a lot. So you want to try and get her gone when you can. But he put, you know, it was all tanks. I think if Nest was in there, maybe it would have been a little bit more difficult. But tanks don't really do a ton of damage. So went through that one pretty quick. 59 banners. Good enough for now. Next one you're going to see is my Traya team. I used the trio with Thrawn and then Sith Trooper. Let's see. So this is his Bastila team. There's a few different counters you can use for this. The Traya seems to me the easiest and most reliable. Again, I used to run this matchup in Arena when I had Traya lead used to be the hot thing, and people would try to come up using Bastila. So have a lot of practice with this, you know, stick to what you know. And there were no other more difficult teams that I had to worry about saving Traya for, and we don't have back zones to worry about. So I guess that's the one good thing about the format of this round is that all the attacks are up front, so we don't really have to worry about, oh, I need to save this for what if something's behind this section. You know, he could have this hidden away. We don't really have to worry about that here. So it's just pretty straightforward. And Traya team just eats up this team. I like to isolate Yoda so that he doesn't spread his buffs and foresight everywhere. It gets really annoying. Now, he does have Jolie on here because, you know, he doesn't have Revan, so he put Jolie with a Zeta on his Bastila team. That's not a bad move at all. That could be annoying for another team, but, you know, with the trio, the goal is just to get Darth Nihilus to sit there and annihilate everybody. So not too worried about having him here. You can see I just kind of bide my time, work on Yoda, get him down. And just take my time with the attacks, and boom, there goes Jolie. Now I can finish off Yoda, get to work on Bastila, and then he's got Old Ben there, and, you know, Hermit Yoda, and Hermit Yoda is just going to retreat once it gets down to him, so I don't really have to worry about him. It just takes a minute to get through all that initial protection from the Bastila lead. But you can see with her stunned, ability blocked, I mean, she's the only attacker once you get to a certain point where you have Yoda gone and nobody can revive him. There's not any damage going to be done to my team. So at this point is where I start thinking, okay, what can I do with Thrawn trying to get some protection back? Let me make sure if Traya's Isolate comes up, you know, I can get protection up on everybody. I want to get as many banners as I can. So you start not to even focus on the win, really. It's just about how can I get the extra banner to set the bar high for my opponent. Because at this point, my opponent hasn't gone yet, and I'm impatient. You know, some people can wait till the last hour or two and do their attacks then. I can't. I really, once I see what they've got, I like to get in, do my attacks, and set a really high bar. So it's all about giving everybody the protection up and giving them some protection back so you can get as close to perfect banners as possible. Now, I wasn't going to get it on Sith Trooper here, but 59 banners, good enough for this, I think. So this is the last team I wasn't sure of, and I did get some advice from some guildmates and friends, because I had never fought against Ewoks, really. I mean, a couple times here and there. He had a decent Ewok squad, obviously, because he got C-3PO. But this is use Imperial Troopers with range. Okay, and I could have left out Death Trooper. I don't even think they get a turn here. They just murder the Ewoks. So this would have been a good place to pick up a few extra banners. But I want to be safe than sorry. So no problem at all. 60 banners. Match is over in like a minute. Now we go on to ships. This is the only one I really worried about, because the composition he used, I hate fleet. If you've watched my other videos, you'll know I say that a lot. I'm not a big fan of ships. So I use what I use in the arena here. Silencer, TIE Fighter Pilot, Houndstooth, Vader's ship, Kylo's ship, Beastan, and Plo Koon as reinforcements. And this is what I run in the arena, so it's what I have the most practice with. I don't really like fighting this composition with the Genosians, and then Houndstooth is out at the start. It's easier for me when it's all three Genosians, and then I can usually kill one by the time Houndstooth comes in as a reinforcement. So here it's a little bit harder, but you'll see. I go through it. My goal is just, if I can't kill it in one go, I got my Thrawn ship as a backup. So I need to take out 1, 2, 3 ships, whatever I can, just in case I have to end up fighting this again. I want it to be much easier the second time around. I mean, that may not be how you do it, but this is how I do it, because I'm not an expert in ships. I don't know, the best ways to utilize all the moves and everything. So I figure the easier I can make it on myself the second time around, the better. But if I can beat it in one go, I mean, that's great. So that's what I try to do. And you'll see here, it's always a pain getting rid of Houndstooth. He already killed my silencer, which is, in this composition, one of my primary damage dealers. The other one being Vader's ship. If both of those go down, I'm kind of screwed, because that's it for damage dealing. Other than that, then it relies on TIE Fighter Pilot and his ability to dodge so that I can get to my ultimate faster. Here you can see I keep getting stuck behind Houndstooth taunt. Now he's got 4 ships out. And you know, with the strategy of waiting until the ultimate move that's coming up, I need to be down to 2 or 3 ships, not 4 ships, so that it can run the board. And there's no way I can get around to that last, that other Geonosian ship over there to finish that off. But we'll go with the ultimate move anyway, see what happens. You know, it weakens them a bit, still stuck behind Houndstooth taunt. You'll see there I had to click on that last move to find out, you know, what does this do? But he's in the red. Get rid of him, and then it's much, much easier. At this point, I feel like I pretty much got it. Keep my Houndstooth taunting, keep Vader's ship alive, and go for the finishing blow. Call in Kylo's ship as a reinforcement. Use it to give turn meter to Vader's ship, an advantage. Got to survive his ultimate move. Okay, no problem. I had enough ships out to spread the damage out. Done. Beat it in one go. 55 banners. Good enough, I guess. It was my hope with going 60, 60, 60, 59, 59, 59 up top that it doesn't leave him much wiggle room. So this is what he ended up with, 1,030. He got stuck on 2 of my teams. He did manage to beat my Revan. It was a really good match. I enjoyed it. Can't wait for my rewards. Thank you guys for watching, and please like and subscribe.